Ask Away Wednesday, where we answer your top questions around data governance, data security, and ALTR. My name is Carl, Senior Product Manager here at ALTR, and I'm joined by Kate, Head of Product at ALTR. Today's question is, how much data security is enough?
Yeah, so depending on your data sensitivity and your risk tolerance, there's a lot of different combinations of, governance and security that you can leverage, all of which are provided by ALTR. So yeah, all companies need some level of data security and protections in place. So depending on your company's data and the level of data security that you need, that can totally vary.
Yeah, sensitive data requires different levels of security. Because security always comes at some trade-off, whether that's performance, cost, or usability, you need to make sure that you have a different variety of tools in your arsenal in order to protect data based on how much protection it actually needs. Obviously, highly sensitive data, things like PCI data, will require more trade-offs than something like, some internal data that's not as sensitive. Especially for cloud data warehouses that can store a lot of data and a huge variety of data, say data coming in about your customers, from your HR tool, your sales leads, and more. It's important to make sure that whatever governance and security products you use has a different number of tools in the arsenal to properly protect the data based on its sensitivity.
Yeah, so even different regulations have different requirements for how to protect data. So regulations such as like GDPR and HIPAA are more privacy focused, and they deal with who has access to what. So when you're focused on privacy, you're looking at tools like rich audit logs, data access rules, making sure that you're in control of who has access to data and being able to provide like who has access to what.
Yeah, meanwhile, standards like PCI are much more security and prescription focused, requiring particular kinds of tools to protect sensitive data that sometimes have more of a trade-off than just governing access. For instance, PCI requires tools like data tokenization in order to properly protect credit card information. And that's on top of those tools you mentioned, like audit logging and strict access controls. In this way, like the data itself informs the trade-off of what level of security is required. And again, like you need to make sure you have the proper arsenal of tools that you can use so that every piece of data is protected in an appropriate way.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, honestly, the level of sensitive data your company deals with and what kind of regulations are you're required to follow as a business, it greatly changes your security needs. So it's always important to keep that in mind when you want to allow, data to be accessed, to be usable, to those who actually need the information on the day-to-day. So we want to be able to maximize data productivity, but you don't want to do this at the detriment of the protection of data and put your business at risk of like enormous fines. And so with ALTR, you can get the best of both worlds and you can lock down that data and those needs, the need to know information without putting that data at risk.
So we hope that answered your question. Please leave a comment with anything else you want us to answer next week. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.